Well, hello and welcome to this edition of Inside the Park. I'm your host, Alyssa Ali. On this episode, I catch up with Barb Cook to talk about all the fall happenings at the Friendship Park Conservatory, and we meet a new member of the team. Then it's off to the studio to talk to Ruth Ewell and her Magic Ball about fall happenings in the arts and music. And then it's off to the gym with Brian Montgomery, and we talk about free throw shooting and fall sports. That's all up next on this episode of Inside the Park. We're here now with Barb Cook, Friendship Park Conservatory Manager. Barb, I always love joining you, and especially today because looking at these props, something coming up called Cooking with Dave.
Exactly. Well, we've got another Cooking with Dave coming up in October, early October, soups and stews. So the weather is cooling down and it's time to think about some different kinds of meals. So he's going to be using, of course, all these items here, fresh carrots, celery, onions. He always uses those things.
Good.
And making 3 delicious dishes.
Okay.
So, of course, if you've done Cooking with Dave before, you know that he gives you the recipes for those, and you can follow along when he's cooking. And then he always throws in a little twist here or there to mix it up a little bit so people are paying attention. You know, then we have it's a nice evening. So it could be either girls' night out or it could be date night. Soups and stews, great thing for the fall.
I love it. Can you bring your own wine, or how does that work?
Well, we offer wine here for sale.
Okay.
And you can just come and enjoy the evening here right at the conservatory.
Sounds like a lot of fun. That's coming
It's
up
always
on
fun.
October 1st. And then October 12th, like you're saying, getting into the fall mode, the weather's
Right.
changing, the fall craft show is coming up.
Exactly. We do have the Fall Craft Show. Again, that happens right here in our building. It's a free event, no admission fee charged, and all seasonal kinds of decorations that crafters will make. And, you know, people are way more creative than I. So they do wonderful bits of artwork and handiwork. And it's a great way to get something to kind of spruce up your own home for the holidays or just a fall season. And or if you're looking for a gift for someone, it's a perfect opportunity for that too.
So free admission for that.
Exactly.
Just come and
10 to
enjoy
3.
the art.
Right, 10 to 3, and that's also middle of October. So
Okay.
make sure to stop by for that.
And that is the Fall Craft Show. And then, Barb, you and I always talk about the e-cycle program. It's so
Right.
important to recycle your electronics in the proper way.
Exactly.
What's going on with that?
Well, you know, computers and electronics are great when they work, but when they're either out of date or no longer working properly, what do you do with them?
Right.
So we have an e-cycle event here that we do. It's on a Friday and a Saturday in the first part of November. People can bring whatever they need to recycle so that it goes to a good home. It can either be refurbished or disassembled, and then it's not going into the landfill.
Right.
So the only thing, remember, that we don't take are like appliances. Like
Okay.
we're not going to take white appliances, refrigerators,
Okay.
freezers, things like that. But computers, clocks, smartphones, anything electronic, that would be good.
All right, that's
So
coming
bring
up.
them to us.
November 1st and November 2nd, and then as we're talking about November, that means Thanksgiving, which means we're closer to Christmas.
Right.
So the holiday market is November 16th. What is that?
Right. Well, the holiday market is a little different. It's more of the home party circuit. So we have all of those vendors, you know, the Pampered Chef, the Longenberger, the Tastefully Simple, the jewelry vendors. So if you are looking for something to kind of spruce up your holiday menu, that's a great thing to do there. Shop for that day. Or if you're looking for a gift for someone, maybe a housewarming gift or a hostess gift, perfect for that kind of thing.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Can't believe it's already
Don't
time,
miss
but it
that.
definitely is. Yes, that's coming up November 16th, the holiday market. And Barb, we have some exciting news in addition to your team. Tell us who's joining us.
Well, we have Kim Elson, who is our greenhouse and grounds manager. So she's an interesting individual and happy to be here with us.
I'm excited. Why don't we bring her in now and meet her? Barb, thank you so much as
Alrighty,
always.
no problem.
Kim, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. It's so nice to meet you. And let's tell all our audience kind of where you came from and what your background is in.
Well, I'm originally South African, although I say originally because I've moved so much, it's hard to say where I'm from anymore. I'm from a long standing family of farmers and horticulturists, growing sort of in our family. It's been passed down to me. I grew up learning plants with Latin names as a toddler instead of, that's the kind of family I come from. So as soon as I was finished with school, I started studying horticulture. I actually studied in the UK. I studied a total of 6 years, trying to like change it up as I went along, doing a variety from amenity horticulture, retail, conservation, large plantings. In between my studies, I popped over to America.
Okay.
I worked at the Botanics. I interned here at the Chicago Botanics. My visa expired, I left. I went and completed my master's. I worked throughout Europe. I worked in retail and maintenance, a variety of different things in botanic gardens. And then I came back to America, actually just to visit, and I kind of ended up staying. So here I am right now.
Well, we're lucky that you stayed, and congratulations on your new position. We're excited to have you. And you're going to be
Thank you.
talking about winterizing your garden. What is that about? Is that a class?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a class I'm teaching in early October. It's very much about, lots of people, they're very geared up towards spring, but they don't do very much in the autumn. Now the autumn can be just as important in terms of getting ready for the spring. You'll have a much easier time and a more successful year if you get ready in the autumn. So it's covering things like, for example, mainly you don't fertilize in autumn. However, for example, when it comes to your lawn, that's an exception. That's when you do fertilize. Pruning, what do you prune? When do you prune it? Do you prune now? Do you prune in winter? Do you prune in spring? What kinds of prunings do you do? Winter protection, do we want to protect our plants? Roses, how do we protect them? Tree roses, how do we protect them? Mulching, do we add on compost now? What do we cut down? What do we tie up? What do we plant at this time of year? So there's a lot of things.
A lot of things, and a lot of folks will have questions, and you'll be able to answer those in that class. That's, again, Winterize Your Garden, October 2nd. And then the Winter Planter, is that also a class?
Yes.
Neat.
Now the other class is more, it's also to use it as practical approach at home, but it's not so much practical here. That class is very much a practical hands-on class. So I'm going to be demonstrating, but everybody else is also going to be participating and doing their own winter planter, which they'll be able to take home with them. So we'll be using decorative branches, we'll be using conifers, greenery, we'll be using ornamental peppers, mums, poinsettias, anything we can get our hands on, to have a planter to take home that should last well into the winter.
Great, sounds like a lot of fun classes. The Winter Planter is November 19th and November 20th. Kim, thank you so much for joining me. Beautiful accent, a very nice background as well. Of course, thanks to Barb Cook as well. Don't forget, you can visit www.mppd.org for more information. Here with Ruth Ewell, the Cultural Arts Manager. And Ruth, we're here at the studio, and what's going on?
It looks like there's some spooky things happening this fall at the Park District.
All right,
Homemade
Ruth,
craft from the kids.
And what is the mystical ball telling us about Howlin' Halloween Fest?
Well, it's only got really good things to say about Howling Halloween Fest because that is one of our most popular events. It's an afternoon, a couple weeks before Halloween for kids of 4 on up, a wonderful price of $4, and it's really just following a maze through our Lions Rec Center, going to games, getting a treat bag along the way, wearing your costume, good things to eat. Just a really simple yet very fun time. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people come out for that.
You can't beat that. Do they just buy tickets day of, or
They
is there
do.
pre-register? Okay.
There's no pre-registration. They buy tickets the day of. There's a hayride, face painting. It just puts everyone, parents and kids alike, in that autumn spirit. Yeah, that Halloween feel.
We love that. That's coming up on October 19th at Lions. And then the ball was telling us before we went on air too about this spooky skate.
I heard the ball telling us that. It was very interesting. Spooky Skate is in maybe its second or third year, and that's over at Central Community. And it's a roller skating party in Halloween style. It's wear your costume, and please wear a costume that you can skate in.
Oh, that would help.
Because
that,
that might cause some serious issues that the ball would not be warning us about. But It's crafts. I think there's concessions available there as well, but the fun of that is just the loud live music with some monster theme songs in there. And another way tends to be little older crowds, so meaning older kids. So another way to celebrate upcoming Halloween.
Halloween, looking forward to Halloween, and there's something called Boo to You at the
Boo
studio.
to You is actually here at the studio, and I don't think we're making crystal balls this year, but we could. Especially if they're magical. And that is also something we do every year. It's a 2-hour hands-on craft class where something new every year for sure, where it's Halloween themed projects for wearing, sometimes for home decorating, sometimes just for the kids to pumpkins we've painted before, anything that fits the season. So we're covered on all the bases. We have the outdoor event, we have the evening skate event, and we have obviously the arts and crafts at the studio.
There's definitely something for everyone. Boo to You at the studio is October 26th. And then, if we're going to Halloween and Thanksgiving, we're getting close to Christmas eventually as well. And we have the Junior Elf Workshop also here at the studio November 4th.
Junior Elf Workshop, and it has a partner, Secret Santa. They begin in November.
Okay.
And they are going on 10 years now, and it's kind of good to mention that just because they continue to get even more popular. And that is where the kids come in once a week, I think it's 7 weeks or maybe 8 weeks, and they make projects for their family to give as gifts for Christmas. They come usually with a list of ideas or at least a list of people that they want to give gifts to. And the first thing we do is have them take their own name off the top. So we have to explain that concept to them. But they work here for an hour and a half after school, and Junior Elves is during the day for kindergarten age for 7 weeks making projects. They don't take anything home till the end. We try to wrap things, and they kind of go home with a big box of things. And we actually get, in all sincerity, we get cards and notes and letters from moms saying, this was the highlight of our family holiday, that this child had all of these things made from their heart here at the studio. It's something a mom would like to do at home, you just don't have the time.
Right.
So we get it done here over 7 or 8
With
weeks.
all of your equipment, and they are Junior Elves making their own presents for Christmas. And then you said Secret Santa Workshop Studio November 4th.
Same thing for the older kids. That's Mondays after school.
And they're going to make different types of things, obviously.
Yeah, different things, a little more sophisticated sometimes, a little longer list of gift recipients. Exactly.
So that's coming up on November 4th. And then Ornament Workshop Studio. Oh, I love ornaments. I love the Christmas tree. What is that about?
The Ornament Workshop is the opposite of that commitment of once a week for 7 weeks. It's a one-day drop-in, and we're open from, I believe, 10 to 3 or 11 to 4, somewhere in there, and you come for 1 hour. You just pick your hour, and we will guarantee you to go home with 3 brand new, completely handmade ornaments. Again, bagged and tagged and ready to go if you're going to give them as gifts.
What are the ages? Is it anybody?
I believe the ages on that one are all ages, actually. In
okay.
fact, now that I think about it, we have a lot of families that come with multiple kids, and there's some as little as 5 up to 9 or 10.
Oh my gosh.
The older ones love that class, so it's really everybody.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like, again, that is December 7th. And Ruth, the ball's telling us something about a visitor to the studio right now.
This ball should be very excited right now because we are very excited to have here my good friend and a wonderfully talented man, Jeff Bloom. And Jeff is going to be teaching a fall version, hi Jeff, called Broadway Kids Sing, Sing, Sing. He did a summer class, which was very successful.
I had about 12 kids.
He had 12 kids, and they sang their hearts out, and I wanted him to come back to meet you and tell our community what we are doing for fall.
What are we doing for fall, Jeff?
We're going to continue with the Broadway. We're going to do different songs, and this time instead of 8 weeks, it's 12 weeks, so we can go more in depth with learning music, learning notes, learning pitches, sharps, flats. That's the whole goal of this class, because we don't really have a music class for kids to sing. So my goal is I want to expose them to different types of music that they've never heard of. Like for the summer, we did Broadway shows from the 50s and 60s, and these kids are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They've never heard those songs before. So they loved it. I think I loved it more than they did.
Yes.
And it's an extension of the summer. And we've already got 3 kids signed up, 1 returning. And we're going to go through Christmas. So the first half is going to be Broadway songs, and then the second half we're going to do Christmas songs, because there will be a holiday showcase, and the kids are going to sing there.
Which will be wonderful. And Jeff and I he is my friend, and we've had many conversations about the arts in the schools, and even though it seems like there's still quite a bit, it's the first thing that's getting cut everywhere. Right. And I've already had some calls about chorus for the ages that we're doing here is just not something that you see. Right. So we feel and felt very strongly that this is a need that we wanted to fill.
And it's my passion.
I was going to say, what is your background?
My background, I've been singing since I was 15. So I've been in a gospel quartet. I've traveled around the country singing. I've done community theater. I go around Illinois with a choir that I'm in. I go to senior centers and I do little performances. I've done Broadway musicals. I've done the Rat Pack stuff. I'm doing a Christmas one. Yeah. And so this is my passion. And sounds like it. At the end of our summer session, it was so great to hear the parents say how much fun the kids had after every single class. And they kept coming every single week.
And we will guarantee if they come that they will have fun. They will learn something, which is our goal, but they will have fun and they will be able to share the excitement and the enthusiasm that he has. They will feel that. That's exactly what happened with our summer group. So we're continuing to build the program.
I get down and dirty and participate with them. So I'm not like a teacher that just says you're going to do this. I actually get into the games with them. Good. We do music games, so to learn how to sing and just how to vocalize and all that. Right. And so we do warm-ups, and so I participate with them. And when I make a mistake, they laugh, and that's
well, you are funny.
That's part of the program is that it's such a laid-back environment. Yes. And
it's not school. We have to be careful that when we're filling a gap that I feel is starting to be lost in the school, we're still extremely focused on the fact that it isn't school. Yes, right. We don't want that stress. They have enough. They have enough. So.
And it's for me, there's no planning involved because I just absolutely love it. Every week I walk out and I tell Ruth I'm having the best time, and I think I was having more fun than the kids were.
That's true. That's actually true.
Well, passion is definitely what it's all about. A lot of events coming up here. You can always visit www.mppd.org. Ruth, Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here with Brian Montgomery, Youth Athletics Coordinator. Brian, we're looking forward to a lot of fall sports.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very busy time for the Park District. We have a lot of sports going on right now. We have 2 leagues going. We have our fall baseball league, which has about 300 kids in it. So the weather's being great for us. We're enjoying it. We got a bunch of different teams ranging from 6-year-olds doing coach pitch up to 14-year-olds playing as well. So that's very exciting. Fall outdoor soccer. So the weather was also great for us. Got the little guys out there, the kindergartners too, so they're always cute when they're playing. And then also up to 7th and 8th grade that we actually get to play on the turf field at Prospect High School. Wow. So we work with them, so it's kind of cool. They get to play on the big field, play on the turf. So we have a partnership with them on building that turf, and our kids get to use it, so it's really exciting.
And they'll go to high school and be on the team. You will use the same.
That's the plan. We're trying to grow them into the high school program and kind of give them the real opportunities to do so.
And you said there's other sports like gymnastics and karate going on as well?
Yeah, absolutely. In the fall, we do 2 sessions of gymnastics over at Prospect as well. So once again, they get gymnastics on their real equipment there.
Cool. Okay.
So we have 1 session going now, and then another one starts up in October. And then karate starting this week as well too here at CCC, where we do most of our programs for karate. And then we have a bunch of other programs. I know one of our favorites is Dad and Me, Fun with Football for the little 2 to 3-year-olds. So we get to teach them what the goalposts are, what football is, have them do arts and crafts as well too. So that's a real cute program. And just a lot of other, soccer programs for them, baseball, all-star sports, a lot of different things going on.
Something active for everyone, and one of the sports coming up as well. You start in the fall, basketball.
Yes, absolutely. It's never too early to start the next sport. So we're starting to take registration now for our winter basketball league.
Okay.
It goes starting in kindergarten up through 8th grade. And we got the K through 2nd. They'll start practices in December. 3rd grade through 6th grade, they'll start up practices in November. So that'll be here before you know it. So we're getting ready.
Definitely. And what are some of the things the folks are going to be learning as far as basketball?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of why we're here. It works out really well. We're teaching them. Definitely one of the main things is shooting a free throw.
Well, Brian, let's try those free throws and what the kids will be learning. If you can teach me a few pointers.
Yeah, absolutely. We got about 4 steps here that we try to go over with each child to kind of get them lined up right, make sure their elbows in the right spot and their follow through. We have a little fun game that we give to them to pretend at the end for their follow through. So it works out pretty well. So we'll kind of take you through it. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you're lined up with the hoop. So actually on every basketball court, if you see right there, there is a little nail at the free throw line. There's a little spot right there. So that's right in the middle of the basket. So we always tell the kids to line up right in the middle of that. And then from there, you kind of have a routine with every time you go to the free throw line. So you're not doing anything different. Everything feels the same. So something I always do, I always bounce it 3 times to feel comfortable. That's just something, I've always done that whenever I've played.
Or you're going to...
Exactly, get a little theatrical as well too. It'll be funny what these kids do as they're getting ready to shoot.
I bet.
But then we'll give you the ball. We'll kind of let you, balance your knees out a little bit. We don't want to just be standing up too straight and kind of just throwing it. So we want to have our knees bent a little bit. Our feet probably about shoulder width apart. Have our knees bent and kind of our arm. The first thing that we teach is that we want our arm to look like an L when we have it up here. So you have it just right there. So the ball will be right up there. And make sure you have your hand right in the middle of the ball right here too. So the ball will go, it'll rotate, a perfect revolution just like that. So that's kind of the first step. They're getting their bounces, they got their knees ready, their arms right here, and after the follow through, what we teach them is to have it look like a goose. So for a young kid to hear that, they're thinking, what, I have to make my wrist look like a goose? And we're like, all right, so just try it out and just see what it looks like. So we have it go like this, and that's a goose right there. So you're balancing, you got your arm here, you're going through, and you're ending up like a goose just like that.
All right, so let's try it, Brian.
Give it a shot.
Okay,
That's not bad.
well, you're going to be
That is
teaching
not
your
bad.
kids how to have a better free throw percentage than Shaquille O'Neal.
There you go, exactly. That was perfect. You did a great job. Awesome.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian. If you want to find out more, you can always visit www.mppd.org. Well, that wraps up this edition of Inside the Park. For more information on what you saw on this episode, you can always visit www.mppd.org. For myself, your host, Alyssa Ali, the Mount Prospect Park District, and MPTV, have a great day.